right, we're back here with Del McClain. Last time we met, we knew a little bit more about Del McClain. Now we're like, where is Del going? So we're going to continue our conversation with entrepreneurship. Do you believe there is a winning formula for becoming a successful entrepreneur? And what is yours?
As far as the success, um, listen, don't give up. That is the winning formula. Do not give up. Um, you're going to go through so many different things. Your mind is going to play tricks on you. The world is going to bring so many things. Like when it comes to positivity, uh, negativity is so attracted to it. Like think of the most negative person that you have in your life. We all have at least one of them. Um, if you ever were to call them with great news, their response is always nonchalant. It's always nonchalant. And the love that they have for you is so overwhelming that they won't necessarily negatively destroy how you feel right now, but their energy, if you pay attention to their energy, it will throw you off because the conversation is one sided. So I say that analogy as in with entrepreneurship, there is going to be so many battles, so many, and it also depending on what it is you're doing, whether you're in real estate, you're in trucking, you're in taxes, your credit, stocks, whatever your niche is for your entrepreneurship, like honestly, just do not give up. Do not give up. And then understand that it starts with your mindset. It starts with changing your mindset. Your mindset has to be on cue. What I mean by on cue is you want to be able to, every single day, you have the choice to either allow that 5 to 10 minutes of a bad situation to mess up the rest of your day, destroy the rest of your day, or use that as a learning tool to create a better day than what you were originally going to have. Every situation that we go through is going to have a, there's going to be a test for each one of them. And in order to be the testimony for that test. You want to be able to, one, not give up, but more importantly, you have the choice to say, no, I'm going to think this and only this, because what you think is what's going to manifest. So only think not just of the positive things, but think of the things that you want, you deserve. I'm going to win, and only think of that. Again, negative things, it doesn't mean that negative things are not going to come into your life. It just means that you have finally taken control and said, no, I don't care what comes my way. You're either going to have a seat and I'll deal with you when I'm ready to, or, I'm going to put you in your place immediately. But my focus is always going to be on winning. So the formula to success is literally focusing on winning and nothing else. Like it doesn't matter what comes your way. Focus on not giving up and winning.
But you know what? Changing the mindset, we don't always see the bad that happens. Like you have success up here, but people don't see the hard work,
Mm.
the adversity that you have to go through,
Mm.
the, I guess, the delay in what you wanted to do. Say, for instance, I'm preparing for tax season. You guys don't see the behind the scenes and the frustrations. Me as a tax professional, and working with you as the credit, I am Dell, the credit guy. We're going to delegate. How can I delegate and still have that mindset change to think positive?
With having the choice to not think of anything else but to win, literally. And I know it would sound so easy because we're mostly living it.
Right.
We're living it, so it's like anyone who's watching it will be like, "Oh yeah, that's the easy answer. Of course, why not?" Yeah, just think of winning. Yeah, I'll just think of winning and then I'll just start winning. No, like it's not just thinking it. It literally, again, we're not talking about because I'm a very positive person. You throw some negativity on me, I'm gonna dig through it and pull out the positive, and I'm gonna throw it right back at you because I want you to see, that there's a flip side to everything. There's a positivity to everything. So even when someone like the hard work that we put in and we continue to put in, we have a we have a sense of a not just a why we're doing it, but also our reasons are bigger and deeper than someone who's reaching out asking for that help. Like when I get clients that want it fast, they want it immediately, and like you said, they don't realize that the information that I'm giving you this information at a slower pace because I already see that if I hand you a plate full of food, eventually, within a week, a couple of days, you're going to come back with a stomach ache. Why? Because, like you said, the work that I put in so much work that if I just gave you everything that I do all at once, you're not going to be able to handle it because you just got into this. So, my advice would be the person who is trying to hurry up and get on to the next, get to the thing that they really want fast, quick, microwave process. Stop looking at my chapter 20. You haven't even opened your book yet. Just stop doing it. You have that neighbor who they're going on trips. And you make more money than them. You know what they do. They hold credentials. And you're looking at them and judging them off of the fact that their family just went on a vacation, but you don't even acknowledge or have the mindset to understand that maybe they've been saving up for 10 years for that. Maybe that trip is something, that they literally, that's like the last trip that they're going to go on for the next 5 years because they're going to go into grind mode. Maybe that trip is they took all the money that they had, all the money they had left, and they put it into this trip. So they used every dime they had to go on it. So it's just literally something you have not done. So do not keep grinding and keep building on that, but understand that the way this world works, you open up your phone, you click on the app, it immediately pops up. You ask Google, where's the first restaurant that you can go to. Immediately, it'll pop up, 100 restaurants. So everything is so fast. Everything is so fast. But be very understandable that that neighbor that you are very upset that they're doing things that you, for some reason, are not affordable to do. Again, understand they may have been born into that. They may have come into a situation where, again, that could be their last. So stop looking at my chapter 20 when you haven't even opened your book.
So, based on that, do you believe entrepreneurs are born to or raised to be successful?
That's crazy because I battle with this one a lot. I really battle with this one because when I think of myself and I think of everything as a kid, and that's what, if you understand, like my shirt, change the mindset. If you really look at the font of it, the font is in elementary. I did this specifically for people to really like. This is a double on like. There's so many messages going on with this shirt, and I did it in elementary because this is where our mind was the most dangerous. And I mean dangerous in a good way because there was nothing that would stop us from doing what we want. You want to see two? There are two of the most important people that you can learn something from or find a grind from. One is a baby that wants to walk, or a baby that wants those keys or that phone to put in their mind. They're going to continue to do it over and over and over and over and over again nonstop. The second person is a crackhead. You will never be able to outwork him because he will never wake up in any type of day. He will never wake up and say, "Yeah, I just don't feel like getting a fix today." Yeah, now you will never hear him say that. You will never be able to outwork him and stop him from getting his fix. Those are the two most important lessons that you can learn. So in that instance, that means that baby is already an entrepreneur. The baby wants to do everything. He wants to walk. He wants to run. How many babies run before they walk? Like, they want to run. They want to get straight to it. So I believe that it's like there's a few different movies. Like a movie that comes to life is A Bug's Life, where in the very beginning the bugs are like they're putting different things on them when the babies are going by. One is getting a helmet, the other one is getting a pickaxe, and some are getting pencils. So it's like different types of uh, jobs or careers that they're getting from birth. So I believe it's both of them. You can be born an entrepreneur, like it can literally just be in you. Like you just see that kid, they're always singing or they're always doing flips or they're always, dancing, and you just see it in them like, man, they're gonna be amazing. So I believe it's always in you, like from birth. But at the same time, the change the mindset, the elementary, the where I come from is there's a point, and I think of baby geniuses. From a baby to when you get into that older age, 7, 8 years old, where you kind of forget all of those amazing things that you really want to do. And then 7 to 13, you forget those amazing things that you really want to do. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a wrestler. I wanted to be in acting. That's what I wanted to do as a kid. So I had all of the entrepreneur mindset. I had that in me, that grind, that build. But as I got older, it kind of just flew to the side. It's like, no, let me go get this 9 to 5. So I believe that you definitely can be. Everyone is born with an entrepreneur mindset. I just believe that when we get into that age, some of us have to rebuild it. We have to reconnect to it. But it's always there, though.
So for a startup entrepreneur that is the baby,
Hmm.
how is it you can gravitate from being the baby to get to first grade, second grade, or third grade, and not giving up and changing the mindset? You have all of these tools that you just gave us.
Hmm.
How do we get to the next level? Or how can you say you graduated from being the baby to get to the next level?
Right. Well, for my brand new entrepreneurs that are just starting this, I have a few questions for you, but one very important one. What are you good at? Like, I know a lot of people who say, entrepreneur, that's just something I can never, like, I have to be consistent. So I need a 9 to 5 because it's consistent. Like, I know when I go to work, I know when I get off, I know when my lunch break is, I know when I'm getting my check. Like, I need that structure in my life. And it's like, well, that's the same thing with entrepreneur. Like, it's just every single day, I know that if I don't go work, then next week I'm not going to get paid. Or next year, from this work I do today, next year I'm not getting paid. That's how an entrepreneur thinks. They think ahead of schedule. What I'm doing right now is not going to get me paid next week. What I'm doing right now is getting me paid for next year. So understand that the first question is, what are you good at? Think about what are you good at? Because once you figure out what you're good at, then you can start figuring out, okay, I know I'm good at that, but what do I do that makes me feel fulfilled? Like when I do that, I'm like, oh man, that was amazing. That was a good feeling, and I wish I could do it again. I can do that over and over again. So the first thing is what are you good at? What do you like to do? What do you love to do? And once you figure it out, once you figure that part out, then you can start moving moving into the next steps. The next steps being, okay, I'm good at this. Now it's time to put it into play. Most of you who are entrepreneurs, and I said this earlier this year, this whole situation that happened in 2020, everything that's happened in 2020, I said this situation is going to turn a lot of entrepreneurs into 9 to 5ers and a lot of 9 to 5ers into entrepreneurs. And when I said that, the post it blew up. But the reason why it really it really resonated with me so much was because most people believe that an entrepreneur can only be successful if they're making money. And and in actuality, on the being on this side, I am more successful because of the relationships that I've built. I built relationships with people who, whether they're in the same business I am or not, I built relationships where now I can network off of other people. So there are so many different steps when it comes to the baby entrepreneur. But for all my, you're just starting out and you're trying to figure out what to do, what is the first thing I need to do? Find out, what do you like? What do you like to do? What do you love to do? What makes you fulfilled? And what are you good at? And once you figure it out, it's time to go hard on that. It's time to focus mainly on that and that only. There's nothing else that your mind and goes back to change the mindset. You're only focused on that part and that part.
So, what will you be doing right now if you weren't here, Dell, and you weren't doing Dell's University and we elevate with Dell? What will you be doing?
Ah, what would I be doing?
Because you gave excellent advice for these startup entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Great.
Honestly, if I wasn't doing this, it depends on, like, okay, if I didn't have that choice, because remember, the choice was college or this. So if this never was in a mix, I guess I would have been a college graduate. Because
majoring in what though?
Logistics. Majoring in logistics, trucking. I would have dove straight into it. And I would have been in logistics. I would have been a college graduate because just through everything that I'm doing right now, see that's crazy because I'm thinking of an entrepreneur and what I've been through. My role in my business and changing all this stuff, it would have never came. So I don't know actually. I can't even say what I would have been doing because I needed this to get where I am right now. I wouldn't have had this hunger and drive. I wanted to just before this came, I didn't want to be just another black man. Like I wanted to, and it's not success that I'm after. It's the generational wealth. I've always wanted that. I've always wanted to build an empire, build a foundation. I've always wanted that. So if I wasn't here doing this, I would have been doing something to still try and get there, or I don't know. Honestly, I don't know because this business, this journey that I've been on, it completely changed my entire mindset, my mind, and my life. I was in a downward spiral before I chose this. Like literally, I was in a downward spiral. I believed that if I would have went to college, I wasn't gonna make it, further in life. So maybe dark is my honest answer. If I take away everything that I've done and go back to that very choice that I had, if it was college, it most likely would have been dark for me.
Okay, so with changing the mindset, if it was going to be dark for you, and you did have aspirations to plan a business, what would that look like? Once you got past that dark place.
Yeah.
and we're so grateful to have you, and learn from you because we're always elevating with Dell,
Yes,
you
yes.
know. Um, so how would you plan on growing your business from that standpoint? Since you passed that dark place, we're blessed to have Dell,
Yes,
the credit guy,
yes.
the number one guy to go to for credit people. Come
Absolutely.
on, even if you're
Thank
an
you.
agent, learning to grow your credit business, this
Yes.
is the A1 man to follow, to
Appreciate
contact.
that.
So how would you plan on growing your business from here to make other creative leaders?
Um, in the very beginning, I wanted, I thought that I needed to have people who who minds were exactly like mine. Like I thought that I needed people who were on, these challenges, and not the 15-second challenges, but the, actually challenging herself, and I needed to have people who thought just like me. That's what I literally thought I needed. But then come to find out, I just needed people who had the mind frame that I had, not the mindset. My mind is set on specific things. I have to understand that as an entrepreneur, there are so many different roads. I've said this, many times, there's more than one way to success, so in order for me to, um, build a business moving forward, I had to learn so many different things. I had to understand, so many different mindsets and tempers, and like go in different levels with it. So, uh, as far as building a business, like I understand that it's going to come as I'm ready for it, as the energy around me is ready to truly, build that. My goals are to just inspire people, and anyone who's looking to, change the mindset. They will be able to, whether they join my team or they just join my journey, either way, I'm building a business, I'm building a team. So my my aspirations is to build through rapport, and build through relationships.
Okay, if you could choose one thing that you're really good at, Dell, I know what it is, but I want you to tell our audience, kind of explain to everyone what that is. What are you best in the world at?
What am I best in the world at?
Mm-hmm.
So I said that I didn't want to look at myself as a leader. And, shout out, you know, I got someone who inspires me every single day. They said, it's beautiful that you said you don't want to be a leader because you're actually a director. And I never thought of it like that. Because I don't like the word leader. I don't like, I feel like it's, again, like I said before, if I'm a leader, that means I have followers. I don't like to call people followers. I would like to call you created leaders. I'm creating other leaders, so um, honestly, I'm good at listening. I think that's the best. I think that's one of my best traits. And I say that even though I can say, I'm good at talking, I'm long-winded, I'm good at inspiring people, I'm good at showing people how great they are, how great they truly are, leading them in the right direction. But I think that the lost trait of an entrepreneur, the lost trait of a leader, the lost trait of someone who's trying to, you know, um, put people in position to do better, is someone that listens. Because someone that listens, they're not just like, and then there's so many different types of listeners. There's those listeners that are listening only to respond, and then you have those listeners who are listening to try to find a solution, and then you have people who are literally just listening, and they're listening so well that they know when to respond. They know when it's okay, I'm just listening. They know Exactly. And I feel that that's what I'm best at. I'm best at being that person that you can reach out to and I'll just listen. And I won't put forth anything on you that I know and feel you don't need at that particular moment. But I will hold you accountable. That I will do. But I think that my best trait is listening to people.